Okay, you guys, so we are back with another video. The chickens are back too. Free range chicken. No, in this video, we're gonna talk about Riri and Aesop Rocky. Man, I don't like talk about this couple. I don't like talking about this couple when it comes to unpleasantries. I always want to see them winning, seeing them together and all of that jazz. Do you know how you have this biasness? Like you have this one celebrity couple that you love, admire, adore, not worship as some people think, because I don't see it as worshiping a celebrity. I see it as being genuinely a admirer of the couple, and that's who I am. However, we're gonna talk about this because I don't know if it's gonna go viral later this week or anytime in the near future. Now, as you guys know, Aesop Rocky, he has, surprised and not a surprise at the same time, the fashion industry by taking on a tongue in the cheek kind of, high profile position at Vogue. So he became Vogue magazine most famous, most popular intern, right? No, he is a frequent collaborator and former guest host for the Met Gala, as you guys know. Not only that, we also know that Aesop Rocky has been a permanent um, figure at these Vogue events. So for him to become a popular and one of the most famous Vogue intern of all time, definitely not coming as any surprise. However, it is alleged, and I want you guys to take this with a grain of salt, okay? But it is alleged that Rocky is messing with a lighter writer who is connected to the fashion world, and not just connected to the fashion world, like she has some status, good connection, good balance, and all of that jazz. Honey, can I see Rocky cheating on Riri? Of course. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. Halle Berry was cheated on. Men are men. And you know what even makes this a stickier situation for Rocky? Is because, if you guys can remember, years ago, he spoke about having a sex addiction. Even though, as people get older, they tend to move away from the childish stuff and become more responsible. Riri and Rocky, they have recently welcomed baby number 3 last year, Rocky Irish Myers. No, if this is true, it's just a slap in the face for Riri. It's no fault of her own, no wrongdoing of her own, but people are gonna start picking this woman apart for something that this man is allegedly doing. And if it turns out to even be true, or even half true, it's gonna be a tough one for Riri to get over for so many reasons more than one. We're going to have people coming at her. Even the people that you thought loved her, we're going to see them coming at her. We're going to see a lot of people defending Riri, of course, but irrespective of the fact that we're going to see a lot of people defending her, we're going to see a lot of people coming at her as well. And I believe that we're going to see people who we never thought, never expect to be dragging her. They will be dragging her, and they will be like, she was taking care of this man, even if it's not true. They're going to come with 101 scenarios, fake stories, and they're going to try to cast blame on her when a man cheating has absolutely nothing to do with a woman majority of the times. Sometimes it does, but not in most cases, it has absolutely nothing to do with the woman, right? But if Rocky did this, I'm going to say I'm very disappointed in Rocky. Extremely disappointed. But here's what I would hope Rihanna do. I would hope that Rihanna do not talk to him like for a year or two unless it has something to do with the kids. See how he moves during that time when they're separated. And then if he's able to be clean and say to himself, it means that she can give him another chance. Because if she gives him another chance, he's going to have to face the world. He's going to have to look in our eyes when he's at all the events with her, and he's going to feel ashamed of himself. It's not if, it's not but. You know why he's going to be ashamed? He's going to be ashamed standing there beside her, knowing that he disrespected her. She took him back, and every time he stands beside her, the world will be putting him under a microscope for what he did. And hopefully that would put some senses into him for him to understand that this is your family. You don't ruin your family because of the flesh. You need to tame that freaky flesh of yours and keep it under control, right? That's what I hope. But I hope it is not true. Like, to God, I hope none of it is true. Most recently, we saw Riri in India. She did the Fenty Beauty launch in Mumbai, India. We saw her with the Ambani family. The Ambani family, they did some ceremonies with her for health, success in her business ventures, and they did one for healing as well. And I noticed that at the event, you see, I'm a sucker for details. And when I sleep well, when I eat well, honey, nothing misses these eyes and ears. Absolutely nothing. I may choose not to talk about it, but I see things that the average citizen does not see. But if I point it out to you, you're going to be like, yes, for real. I didn't take notice, but I saw it, but I didn't take notice. Or you're going to go say I'm lying, but if you go back and look at the video, you're going to be like, oh my God, girl, how did you see that? How did you notice that? How did you realize that? Like, girl, you got magical eyes. Ain't nothing magical necessarily. It's just something I've developed over the years. So, as I was saying, when Riri was at the Ambani celebrations that they did for her, welcoming her, showing her some love and all of that jazz, Riri had some emotional moments. Now, when Caribbean people have emotional moments and they're grounded, it doesn't show on the physical body. They're going to smile a lot. They will be smiling a lot. But while those lips are smiling, the eyes will be looking crooked, and they don't normally have crooked eyes because the lips, it's not in sync with the eyes, and you can tell that something is wrong. I saw that with Riri on a few occasions, and not only that, there was one point where she's saying life is hard. Life is really hard out here. No, that may not have absolutely nothing to do with her life with Rocky. It could be just her speaking in general terms, like, because we know that her house was shot at recently by that lady, Ivana Lizette Ortiz. I don't know why we keep calling her crazy when she's mentally unwell, and that is a very bad practice of the internet. We automatically resort to calling people crazy when there is a category, a classification, and a terminology. And I need to remember to cut that ish out as well, right? So I'm just saying that to say, remember that Rihanna's house was shot at. They were in the Airstream trailer, and 3 bullets hit the Airstream trailer. 1 bullet penetrated inside the home. So that in itself was stressful. They left the home. I don't even think they're back at that address as yet, right? And just imagine with business launch, having to make money, people seem as though they want to pull her down behind the scenes, because that's just an estimation, right? Based on what I've been observing. And I could see the attacks coming on before that shooting incident took place at Rihanna's mansion. And I said to my subbies and I said to my subscribers that there is a smear campaign cooking against Riri. It is slow, but I want you guys to observe it. And this is not normal because Riri is well loved. She's the most loved celebrities, or if not, she's the most loved celebrity, if not one of the most loved celebrity. But I've also observed that she was getting a lot of hate for the past couple of months. So I draw my subbies attention to it, and I was telling them to look out for it. Pay attention, you'll see it, because I'm seeing it a lot on my channel, and I'm not accustomed to see negative comments about Riri like that. They were mean, they were brutal, and they were consistent. So that was alerting me that, hey, something is up. Let me pay some more attention, right? But somehow after the shooting, I wasn't seeing it anymore. So I don't know if that made people realize, hey, don't joke around with people's life like that, because look what happened to this girl just now. So I don't know if that is the case, potentially. But I'm just saying that to say, when Riri said that life is hard, it could be many things. It could be that she's juggling many things, going through a lot emotionally, and she's looking at herself and saying, if I have this much money, and if I have family, a huge support system, and life is this hard with me, just imagine what the regular degular man out there is going through. And maybe that is what she's relaying to us. Maybe that's her way of saying to us, don't be too hard on yourselves, because even your girl out here, who's a billionaire, who has a support system, money, can afford anything on this planet, I'm going through things too. But anywho, that message was well received, and we appreciate her for it. But if Rocky's cheating, honey, it's not coming as any surprise, honestly. If you've been following Rocky's history, it's just that he's not a out there person whenever he's with many women. No, he doesn't put that lifestyle out there, but he has spoken about it, and he said that he was going to work on it. But even the men who don't confess to having a sex addiction or a sex problem, they cheat on their women too, right? And we saw that with Jay-Z, Beyonce, Cardi B, Offset, Halle Berry, a lot of women. So too, when she realizes that she cannot have Rocky her way, she's gonna try to ruin their family. She's gonna leak the information, allegedly, to the public and make it seem like, oops, it's all an accident. I'm protective of you. But is she really? Absolutely not, because she would stay away from that woman's man, right? But perfection, does it exist? No. Is that an excuse? No. Well, let me know what you guys think, and we're going to talk some more in the comment section. Peace.